Let's also think about a good conduct award. While we were so bad in Hong Kong, that's SOPA means Senior Officer President Afloat, for those of you who can't break the code. And a good conduct award in Hong Kong, with all its temptations, is either a matter of creative statistics or a matter of an incredibly good crew. Think about the 100% blood drive that we completed for the sisters. Think about adopting a village, which I've already mentioned, in which you built a playground. Those kids had never had swings before, or slides. You installed a school bell, which they loved to ring. And you painted the darn schoolhouse, the first time it had ever been painted since it was built. Now let's think about, on a more professional side, about the message that we got from Commander Naval Forces Vietnam. Milt has to some extent already mentioned this, but he called us the most capable and highly trained ship, and we had the hottest gunners in the fleet. In addition to that, we have tonight with us a young man who was younger still when he was on board Androscoggin. Let's conjure up the picture of a South Vietnamese soldier who had the misfortune of tripping a grenade trap, which caught him right about the belt buckle. And we not only solved his problems and did major surgery on him, but we did it when we had an engineering casualty in the engine room and we lost all our lights. So part of the surgery was done by battle lantern. Papa, you remember that very well. Dr. Papa now. Let's also think about how many underway replenishments we had where we were fueled and resupplied at night, running darkened ship. Let's think about making every commitment and taking a few that other ships could not make. Let's talk about something that Pat, you will relate to. 87% underway time with a 20-year-old plant. Let's think about our, quote, gentle, unquote, initiation when we crossed the equator in the international daylight. I can still see somebody who will be nameless, who was standing on the flying bridge with a 4x4 damage control timber on his shoulders, rotating around like this, simulating the surface search radar. And I'm scared to ask how long he was rotating. Let's think about how many birthdays were missed when we crisscrossed the international date line, and how many people in 1 year had 2 birthdays. Let's talk about a North Vietnamese naval trawler that made the mistake of coming into the Andes territory. And those hottest gunners in the fleet, ladies and gentlemen, literally blew that ship out of the water. We had 57 men that were at exposed, that's a quaint word for, they weren't bulletproof, that were exposed stations. Mr. Rose had bulletproof canvas. He was standing behind, up on the gun control platform, fire control platform. We hit the ship on the starboard quarter, literally lifted it out of the water and turned it 180 degrees. And I would not have believed what I saw if I hadn't had 56 other people say, wow, at the same time. We also had a wonderful picture by a gentleman who couldn't be with us tonight, who was our public affairs officer, Don Van Loo, of a 400-foot fountain of fire. And the next morning, there's a picture of this gentleman over here with, what was it, about a 3-foot wooden catchboard, which was the only thing we found of that trawler. There was enough arms, ammunition, food, first aid supplies, and other things on that trawler to equip a battalion for 6 months. And when you're up against irregulars, folks, the ratio is 7 to 1. It takes 7 of our troops to pin down one of theirs. So you can figure how many lives we saved when we destroyed that North Vietnamese vessel. I'd also like to talk about our goodbye message from Commander 7th Fleet. I had met and worked with Vice Admiral Beth before, and I can guarantee you he never said anything that he didn't mean. And he never gave away anything. And he said that when we left, the Androscoggin was an extraordinary ship in terms of training, meeting commitments, excellence in gunfire support. He even mentioned good behavior in Hong Kong. And he also said that we would be missed by the entire 7th Fleet. Now I want to close by telling you a little personal story. When you graduate from the School for Wayward Children in New London, which is normally known as the Coast Guard Academy, you have a yearbook. It's called Pirates, and it is dedicated to the graduating class. And if you survive long enough, you get to the 50th anniversary of your graduation. And my class decided that they would have a golden Pirates. So each one of us was asked to write a 1-page summary of what we had done with our lives since we graduated from the academy. And we also were asked to name our most important, most enjoyable, most professionally rewarding tour of duty. Now, I've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of tours of duty. District Commander, Senior Aide to 3 Commandants, worked for the Secretary of Defense for a couple of years, did a lot of other things like that. So I had a lot to choose from. Gentlemen, there was no choice. If you read that golden yearbook, you would see that my most rewarding tour was as command of the Androscoggin. And I want to thank each of you and your families for good memories of a special team who not only could go anywhere and do any job, but did. Thank you.